Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. O'Leary, I want to stay with you, if I may. Now, my colleague across the aisle seems to have a problem with Kash Patel, and you made a statement that you think he's made our country less safe. Do you own that statement?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
You do own that statement. Have you heard of Memphis, Tennessee?
Yes, ma'am. I've been there many times.
Good. Are you fully aware of what the FBI and the federal government has accomplished in Memphis, Tennessee?
I think using FBI agents as part of a joint task force to reduce violent crime is very important, and I'm aware of their effectiveness there. Yes, ma'am.
And you're aware that Director Patel has been very involved in planning, organizing, implementing this. Is that correct?
I'm not personally aware of that, but if you say so.
Well, let me make you aware of that. Are you aware that there have been over 9,000 arrests of violent criminals?
If you say so, yes, ma'am.
And would you say that arresting 9,000 violent criminals makes the country more or less safe?
It certainly makes that jurisdiction, Memphis, a safer community.
Makes the entire country more safe. Would you say that finding 150 missing children helps make this country more safe?
Yes, it does, and the FBI has been doing that for decades, ma'am.
And in Memphis, it's 153. You can stop being snarky, too. That would help. There have also, we've seen a 43% drop in overall crime, 36% drop in murder, and a 68% drop in carjackings in Memphis. Now, I wanted to bring all of this up because I think it's important that we focus on what we've been able to accomplish in the line of public safety when we appropriately use resources from the federal government, and when we're not having the DOJ weaponize itself and go after private citizens like Susie Wiles and Kash Patel were, when all of their records were subpoenaed in 2022 and 23. When we don't see the FBI going after 400 different conservative organizations, which they did, simply because they didn't like Donald Trump and they didn't like a lot of us, myself included. But you seem to be fine with that weaponization. You seem to think that it is okay. And Mr. O'Leary, I find it unconscionable that you would sit there and defend them going after the records of private citizens, of elected officials, and weaponizing the Department of Justice. But that is what they did. I think it is really unfortunate that this type of weaponization appears to what we had come to expect out of the Biden administration. Mr. Chamberlain, I want to come to you. Talk for a minute about that danger of the expectation of weaponization, the effect and the impact, pardon me, that has on conservatives, and what Congress needs to do to make certain this doesn't happen to anybody, whether it's a liberal or a conservative. It seems that we have a witness who is fine with it happening to conservatives, but I'm sure he would not be happy if it happened to a liberal.
Well, it's a very big worry that you're effectively, demeaning the First Amendment because you're crushing the rights of people to engage in political advocacy. If the underlying threat is, if you do this for the wrong side, we're going to bring federal law enforcement to bear upon you.
And Mr. O'Leary, are you okay with it being weaponized to go after conservatives? Does that suit you? Did you think that was a justifiable use of taxpayer money and time?
Senator, absolutely not. And let me just tell you, politics in the FBI workspace are absent. Nobody understands or knows.
It's absent?
Or cares.
Do you want to own that statement? No, it's my time. Ms. Cleveland, what do you have to say about that?
That's laughable.
It is laughable.
It is absolutely laughable that it has no place after everything we saw with Crossfire Hurricane, after what we're starting to see in the Arctic frost from the prohibitive files. it might be that you worked with the very few who are not political, but it is replete everywhere. We had Ray Holsler, who wrote an op-ed, I believe it was in the Washington Post, after he was fired, complaining about him being fired for no reason. But what do we now know? He was the one who refused to investigate the Clinton Foundation, and he's the one who turned over to the U.S. attorney who was actually doing the investigation a abbreviated summary of what was going on so that it hid all of the DOJ and FBI's protection and what they were doing to stop the investigation. It's laughable to say that there's no politicalization of the FBI, or maybe there isn't anymore because they fired the groups that were doing it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.